I offer various workshops and trainings around the world in energetic work. And primarily, if you come to attend, it's to discover your own inherent sensitivity. How do you actually tune in and feel? That requires also feeling safe with your sensitivity. So learning how to manage it and also to do your own work if there's any unresolved traumas or limiting belief patterns that prevent you from really being in your power and fully feeling, because our sensitivity is our power. Our bodies are these impeccable radars that when we're really fine-tuned and feeling and listening and taking care of this, we suddenly can feel directly, I need to go here. This is my truth. Nope. So it's honing your own power compass that's directly connected, of course, with the divine and with the earth. So there's a lot of self-transformation work that happens because you couldn't really hold space for someone else if you haven't done the work yourself. So that's the primary foundation, is just know that this is, number one, your space for your own transformation and self-empowerment. And then from that, because once you've walked some of those steps, once you know what it's like to climb up a certain mountain and to get stuck somewhere and to get lost and to fall down and then to actually emerge again, then you can really be a guide for someone else as well. So you also will start to learn tools of how do you actually enter someone else's field. We talk about what the energy body looks like, how it's so different and unique for each person. How do we actually feel and listen as we enter someone else's space? And then what happens when you actually have your hands on someone? What does it mean to have listening hands? What does it feel like? How do you turn your eyes on? There's so many different ways to see. And it also is a shift in using different parts of your brain. All of us have been trained and schooled to behave and to think in certain ways. We've also had cultural ways that we've been inundated to experience reality. So the other transformation that happens is starting to wake up those parts of your brain that have been latent. Maybe they were sparked when you were really young and then they got shut down, or maybe they haven't been sparked yet. So it's a whole new way of seeing and feeling the world. And then suddenly, the world looks different. You look at yourself differently. The people you hold space for look different. And someone's system will respond according to your wisdom, your consciousness, and the work that you've done. So knowing the power of your presence and how you sit with someone, that is going to influence what actually happens in the session. And you also will learn basic skills and tools of just how you're using your hands, different ways to place your hands on someone's body or off of someone's body, how to start to experience in a craniosacral way what we call the tides. What is mid-tide? What is long tide? Working in the field. This is just the beginning. So it's an initiation for yourself to wake up in a whole new way when you come to work with me on these energy trainings. So we all have our physical bodies, we have our emotional bodies, we have our mental bodies, and then we have these, what I would call like subtler energetic bodies that are seemingly invisible and only maybe felt or palpable by some. And in these trainings, what it really is giving you the space and the skills for is how do you start to acknowledge, feel, and see the invisible? How do you start to acknowledge, see, and feel this very, very subtle subtle and yet the most powerful force there is. If we want to make a change in our life, we go to these subtle spaces. We look at what I call the undercurrents, the patterns that are actually creating us, birthing us into this world. And when we go into the source and we start to ride those waves, that's where real change happens. It's not going to happen on the surface. So it's getting you into the depths of who you are. And it does require you to see and feel a whole new way. And that's the magic. It's real, it's alive, it's here, it's now.